Hi. So we are going to the next video today. It's on meniscal injuries. So there was another video last time we did, which was which was on rotator cuff injury. So these are all pretty hot topics in orthopedics. These are serious topics. Um, these are a little bit complicated for uh, somebody who is preparing for the postgraduate entrance, uh, person of that age group. But they are being asked, so you should know. You should know everything about the anatomy of the meniscus. Okay, so it's a very common thing that is being asked. So if this is the upper tibial surface, okay, this is the intra-articular surface of the upper end of tibia. So if this is the medial joint surface, if this is the lateral joint surface, this is the intercondylar region. Okay, so there are 6 structures which get attached here, which they keep asking, okay, in the exams. This is a very standard question and you should know this by heart. Okay, so there is a mnemonic for the attachments from front to posteriorly. It's called MCL LMC. There are multiple mnemonics. This is one that I remember. So anterior most attachment, this is anterior and this is posterior. The anterior most attachment is the medial meniscus. Okay, next to that is the anterior cruciate ligament. Next to that is the lateral meniscus. These are the anterior horns of the medial and the lateral meniscus. Again, the next one itself is the lateral horn, posterior horn of the lateral meniscus, the posterior horn of the medial meniscus, and then the posterior cruciate ligament. So this is the attachment from front to posterior. You should be aware of this. So these menisci, they are all fibrocartilage. You should know what else is having a lot of fibrocartilage. The intervertebral disc is a lot of fibrocartilage, and this menisci, they are, both of them are intracapsular. This has been asked. The next part of the anatomy of the menisci is, you know, these menisci are crescentric shape, both of them. Okay, and so there is a peripheral part of the menisci and there is a medial part of the menisci, okay, or the inner margin of the meniscus, and then there is a middle zone. Okay, so there are 3 zones in each meniscus. So the peripheral part, of the outer part of the meniscus, it is the highly vascularized zone. The innermost part is poorly vascularized or it's completely avascular. The middle zone is somewhere in between. So the completely vascularized zone is the red zone. The innermost region is the white zone, and then there is a red white zone in between these two. Okay, so this is how the menisci are divided. So the importance of this comes when you decide upon the management. So any meniscal tear in a young patient, you should manage it operatively. So whenever there is a torn meniscus involving the red zone or the periphery, or the red white zone, that is the middle, that portion you can do because it's vascular, so you can do a meniscal repair. Whereas any tear in the innermost aspect or the inner margin, which is the white zone, it has to be treated with meniscectomy because it's not going to heal. It's an avascular zone. Okay, just remember that. So that's with regard to the anatomy of the menisci. Okay, so the next part of our discussion on menisci is going to be on which is the common meniscal injury that is known. Okay, so that also they keep asking. So the which meniscal injury happens at which time? So that they keep asking. This you should remember. Okay, so what is the difference between the medial and the lateral menisci? One of the things is the medial meniscus is really more fixed. It doesn't move much. Okay, and what is the attachment of the meniscus to the tibial plateau? It is called the coronary ligament. That is the meniscotibial ligament. It fixes the menisci to the tibia. Okay, so in the medial side, there is a medial meniscus. It is attached to the medial, this ligament and the menisci. They are all attached to the medial collateral ligament. So it's very fixed medially. Whereas on the lateral side, the lateral collateral ligament is not fixed to the lateral meniscus. Also, the popliteus, it's a muscle which is attached to the meniscus. So whenever the popliteus contracts, the meniscus also moves. Okay, so the lateral meniscus is not fixed, whereas the medial meniscus is fixed. So whenever there is a fixed structure, there is a high chance that it can get injured. Okay, so among the lateral and the medial meniscus, if somebody says which is the more common meniscal injury, the answer is medial meniscal injury. Also, the medial meniscus is very large. Okay, and so there is a higher chance that it can get involved. The lateral meniscus, as you see, it is going to be like this. This is the lateral meniscus, it's only this way. This medial meniscus is all the way out, and it's also attached to the collateral ligament here. This lateral meniscus is attached to the popliteus here, which can pull it out in between. So it is very mobile. So which is the most common meniscal injury? It is medial meniscus. Okay. But one question which I have asked is, in a patient with ACL injury, which is the more commonly injured meniscus? So that is lateral meniscus. A patient with an acute ACL injury without any other ligament injury, which is the more common meniscal injury, it is a lateral meniscal injury. So this is the only answer for which lateral meniscus is the answer. Okay, only question where lateral meniscus is the answer. That is, when there is an ACL injury, which is the most common ligament meniscal injury, it is a lateral meniscal injury. Isolated meniscal injury, more common is medial meniscal injury. Okay, whenever a patient has a chronic ACL insufficiency, not an acute ACL tear, chronic ACL insufficiency, the more common meniscal injury is the medial meniscal injury again. Okay, because again, it is in chronic ACL insufficiency, it's more like an arthritis. So they call up medial compartment arthritis is much more common. So those patients are going to have degenerative tear of the medial meniscus, not a lateral meniscal tear. Okay, and there is another question which has been asked, which is a part of Wood-Knox triad. Okay, so we know what is Wood-Knox triad. It has 3 parts, right? The Wood-Knox triad is asked every year, every question paper, so you should know it by heart. So Wood-Knox triad is injury to the medial meniscus, injury to the medial collateral ligament in association with an ACL injury. Okay, so anybody would think, because there is an Wood-Knox triad which is popularly asked, anybody would think that the more common meniscal injury with ACL is a medial meniscal injury, which is not the case. So in an acute ACL injury, the more common meniscal injury is a lateral meniscal injury. Remember this. That's the only answer where lateral meniscal injury is the answer. Otherwise, it's all medial meniscal. More common injury, medial meniscus. Okay, and finally to conclude, what are all we discussed? One of the indications for meniscal repairs. So which is the peripheral tear. Okay, peripheral tears in the red zone or the red white zone. Okay, and then where else you can do a meniscal repair? There are 4 indications for meniscal repairs. Okay, one is the peripheral tears. Second is an acute tear. It should be an acute tear if you need to do a meniscal repair. Third is longitudinal tears, around 1 to 2 centimeters in size. These are longitudinal tears. When they are longitudinal tears, then you can do meniscal repair. Okay, and last, whenever there is an associated ACL injury, it's better that you do a meniscal repair. Okay, so these are the 4 indications for meniscal repair. The other obvious answer is meniscectomy when it doesn't fit into these criteria. Okay, thank you.